He comes from a lineage of great sages, yogis, and saints from India. He began his spiritual journey at the age of 7 and was fully realized by the age of 14. During this time, he delved into different practices and acquired mastery over Tantra, Mantra, Yantra, Aghori practices, and Yaksha sadhana. He was a siddha, and many masters, saints, and sages used to visit him in solitude to gain wisdom and guidance from him since the tender age. Although he has been helping humanity since childhood, he never disclosed this part of him to the world, and only the advanced yogis and masters were aware of his divine presence. Only in the last 2 years he chose few people from the world and started guiding them in their spiritual paths, and those who have been closely associated with him have witnessed many miracles in his presence. Despite being a family person, he is a yogi and intends to help people entangled in this world achieve Jivan Mukti, liberation, while being alive. He is truly in the world but not of the world, and if you really want to understand him, look him beyond his physical appearance and just sit with him, and you will never be the same again. In his presence you will transcend your body and mind and experience the state of Sat, absolute truth, Chit, pure consciousness, Ananda, eternal bliss. Let us fold our hands in front of his divinity and with a heart filled with gratitude and love welcome our spiritual guru, the realized soul, and our enlightened master, Guru Meenakshi Mishra.
Om. Prasannavadhanam Saubhagyadam Bhagyadam Bhartabhyam Abhayapradam Maniganai Nana Vidhai Bhushitam Om Adishakti Namah. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Aham Brahmasmi. So good morning everyone, and good evening to the people from the other part. स्वागत है सभी का. So hopefully, rather, आपकी पूजा, आपका नवरात्र अच्छे से जा रहा होगा. Must be doing it right. And so here we are. The task that Sunil ji has given us, we are still doing the homework. And the third day. So how many have we covered till now? 4, 4. और बाकी कितने हैं? 5 और बाकी हैं. देखते हैं अगर 5 आज खत्म कर दिए तो. So if we complete 5, but depends कि हम कितना जल्दी सीखते हैं. कितना जल्दी सीखते हैं या कितना जल्दी समझ लेते हैं. So it will depend on that. So as soon as we can catch up. So let's see, it's going to be one of the most favorite ones for, especially for students. And obviously हमारे तरफ भी आ ही जाता है ये, because today what we are going to talk about is the 5th part of the Antaryas. That is nothing else but Alasya, laziness. That itself, when we were thinking like, Hari bhai, shall we start the session at 5 or 6 in the morning? Then I said, the topic is right, so let us make it 6. Because if you have to wake up at 5, you have to wake up 1 hour early. और आलस्य क्या कहता है? और 1 घंटा सो जाओ, 1 more hour ऑफ स्लीप। जैसे हम देखते हैं कि उषा जी, हम जब 4 बजे सेशन करते वो तब भी चाय पीती है, जब 5 बजे करते तब भी चाय पीती है, और 6 बजे करते तब भी चाय पीती है। इसका मतलब मुझे ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा, सेशन के हिसाब से चाय पीती है या हर घंटे में चाय पीती है, वो समझ में नहीं आता। सो कमिंग बैक टू ऑल दिस थिंग्स, जस्ट टू लाइट अप, क्योंकि कुछ लोग अभी भी ऐसे ऐसे हो रहे थे, तो हमने कहा कि चलो जगा ही देते हैं थोड़ा। सो लेट्स वेक देम अप फॉर सम टाइम, so that laziness that's there, the alasya that is there, uh, that has to be taken care. So that's the fifth point that we are going with. As you remember, Patanjali wrote in his Yoga Sutras, Vyadhi Snana Samsaya Pramada Alasya Avirati Bhranti Darshana Alabdha Bhumikatva Anvastitat Vani Chita Vikshepate Antarya। तो इसमें से हमने व्याधि, स्त्यान, संशय, प्रमाद, we have completed all this, and now comes the alasya, the laziness. Acha, how many of you are having this problem or इस ग्रह से पीड़ित हो? Any one of you? Okay, so some are showing like this, some are showing like this, some are showing like this. So I am not understanding. कोई जो छोटा सा आलस्य में है वो 1 उंगली शायद बताता है, जो थोड़े ज्यादा है वो 2-3 बताते हैं, जो ज्यादा है वो और 5, नहीं तो दोनों हाथ उठा लेते हैं। अच्छा, सो यू बिलीव दैट आप आलस्य में हो। चलो ठीक है, किस तरीके का आलस्य? व्हाट काइंड ऑफ आलस्य? कई तरीके के हो सकते हैं, लाइक somebody does not want to come out of the bed, they just want to lie down on the bed. And then some people are there, those who don't want to do the work itself, कि कल करते हैं, they keep on postponement. देखो विजय जी वही बोल रहे हैं। और आपके लिए आलस्य क्या है? सो आई गॉट लाइक, विजय जी ने लिख दिया पोस्टपोनमेंट। ओके, व्हाट अबाउट अदर्स? आपके लिए आलस्य क्या है? जब बीमारी पता चलेगी तब मेडिसिन दिया जा सकता है। सो वंस वी नो व्हाट ऑल यू आर स्ट्रगलिंग विथ, और व्हाट ऑल योर पेन पॉइंट्स आर, और व्हाट ऑल यू थिंक, so we can find a solution for that. And don't worry, today you have to be like a child, because आलस एक ऐसी चीज है जो अगर अब if you find the root cause of it, then only you can come out of it. And आपका जो आलस्य है ना, वो आज का नहीं है. This is not of today. It has been there for a long, long time. It has just been coming up sometimes or others. Recklessness, studies, okay. स्टडीज तो सुनील जी बिल्कुल अभी भी छोटे बच्चे ही है। होमवर्क आपसे ज्यादा तो हम करते हैं। चलो, पेपर्स, ओके। तो सुनील जी बिल्कुल अच्छे बच्चे की तरह आंसर दे रहे हैं, सर दैट्स गुड। सो ही इज रेडी फॉर दैट। बाकी सब बोले सब ऑल इंक्लूडेड इन दैट ओनली। और कुछ सोच रहे क्या बताएं अब, लाइक व्हाट शुड आई स्पीक ऑफ अबाउट दिस? बोलने में ही आलस्य है। इवन इन स्पीकिंग देयर इज लेजीनेस, सो हाउ कैन आई? नहीं तो सोचते let others speak of that. Anyways, others will tell what I am thinking. इससे बड़ा आलस्य कुछ हो सकता है? आपका प्रश्न कोई और पूछे, आपकी दुविधा कोई दूसरा हल कर दे। ओके, चलो तो एक छोटा सा प्रसंग, लाइक देयर वाज a small little thing that came up yesterday, but it was so beautiful. So it might just bring a little light into the room. तो प्रसंग ये था कि जब रामायण में सेतु बन रहा है, सो आई हर्ड इट यस्टरडे ऑन इंस्टाग्राम, सो इट वाज ब्यूटीफुल, सो आई एम शेयरिंग। सो ये बताया जा रहा है कि जब राम लंका जाने के लिए, व्हेन ही वाज गोइंग टू लंका एंड द राम सेतु वाज बीइंग बिल्ट, व्हेन द ब्रिज वाज अबाउट टू कंप्लीट, all the strength that they had, they built it, right? So what they noticed is the bridge is too thin. बहुत पतला सा है. ब्रिज तो बन गया लेकिन पतला सा ब्रिज बना है. So when this bridge is so small, now they were thinking, how can we actually go? Will this bridge sustain us or not? देखो, पत्थर तैरने के बाद भी अविश्वास होता है. ये मत सोचो कि पत्थर तैरते हुए देख लिए तो आपको विश्वास आ जाएगा. You will think like, okay, now the stones are floating means everything is okay. No, you won't think that. Even after that, संशय रहता ही है. So now they are thinking, अच्छा float तो कर रहा है, will it carry my weight? And it is so thin, can I really walk on this or I will fall off? तो ये सारे चीजें सोचने लगे. They were thinking about all that. In that moment, by looking at all the people, what was going through, then what did Ram said? Okay, let me walk first then. You people follow. If you have all these doubts, so let me walk. Then what did Ram do? Ram kept the first step on the stone and he stood on that. After looking that also, checking that out, others are still thinking, वो तो राम है, क्या हम खड़े हो सकते हैं उसके ऊपर? कैन वी स्टैंड? राम खड़े हो सकते हैं, हम कैसे? देखो, संशय अभी तक चल रहा है. बट इन दैट वेरी मोमेंट व्हाट हैपेंड? All the jalchar means all the aquatic animals, they came all together from the sea, the ocean, and they started creating support for the stones as well. जैसे ही राम ने पैर रखा, as soon as Ram kept his feet, सारे जलचर, all the aquatic animals came out and started giving support to the stones as well. And at the same time, it became so wide that there could not be any fear on walking on that. Now Ram took the next step because now the bridge is wide. Now others are thinking, Ram is standing there and the aquatic animals are supporting. What if we start walking and they go away? Then Ram was laughing because he was hearing all that their people are speaking. They said, okay, you do one thing. I'm standing here, one by one you cross. Because you believe if I am standing, it is not going to fall off anyways, right? But still, out of shame, they said, no, you please carry on. So we continue. So after that, what happened? Everybody walked and they crossed over the bridge. And then Jambavan, he said, Ram, when you only had to do all the things, why did you made us do this work? जब सेतु तुमको ही बनाना था, तुम्हारे पैर रखने से ये सारे कार्य होने वाले थे, तो हमसे ये पत्थर क्यों डलवाए? What was the reason? Why did you made us do all these things? Then Ram says, एक होता है आपका पुरुषार्थ, योर डूइंग, और दूसरा होता है कृपा, मीन्स ग्रेस. सो पुरुषार्थ करोगे तो कृपा मिलेगी. पुरुषार्थ दिखाई देता है, कृपा दिखाई नहीं देती. पुरुषार्थ मीन्स आई एम डूइंग दिस, दैट कैन बी सीन. वो पत्थर लेके पानी में डाल रहे थे, वो दिखाई दे रहा था, लेकिन what was floating the rock was not seen. तो कृपा क्या है? कर और पा. कृपा means do and get. But what should you do and what should you get? इसके there can be two ways of understanding it. कृपा, if doing and getting, that means मैं अगर कर्म करता हूं तो उसका फल मिलेगा. जैसा कर्म वैसा फल, ये हो गया पहला, कर और पा. लेकिन इन ट्रू सेंस कृपा क्या होती है? इन ट्रू सेंस कृपा ये होती है कि जब आप करते तो हो लेकिन अकर्ता बन गए, आई एम नॉट द डूअर. तब क्या होता है? करता कोई और है, पाता कोई और है. Means the doer is somebody else, but the experiencer is another one. You are experiencing the grace, but who is the doer? If you understand the second part of it, means I am not the doer, so what kind of karma or what kind of things am I going to get? तो इस चीज को जब समझ जाते हो, then you come to a state where you are no more the doer, you are just being the vehicle through which the things are being done. फिर आपको क्या मिलती है? मुक्ति। किससे? पहले कर्म से, फिर कर्म के फल से। Yet while you are doing the things, how are you going to do that? You have to do to the best of your abilities, to best of your capabilities. So जब आप अपना पुरुषार्थ करते हो तो आपके ऊपर कृपा बरसती है. That's what we can understand. लेकिन आलस्य क्या है? When we are understanding that when we are doing it to the best that we can, then the grace comes. And the grace cannot be ever seen. It will just be experienced. But when we are not even ready to do the work, हम अपना पुरुषार्थ ही नहीं करेंगे, can we expect grace? क्योंकि कृपा के दोनों शब्द आ गए ना, कर और पा, कृपा. You do then you get. So अगर आलस से लेके चलेंगे, is it possible to be under the grace? No, right? But look at us since our childhood. We don't study till the last minute of the exam. Before the exam, like entire book covered. So what would you remember? There can be many kind of other laziness. कैसे? मंत्र एक माला नहीं करके 4 बार कर लेता हूं. Only 4 times. That would be good. Or else पूजा थोड़ा आज कम कर लेता हूं, समय कम है. Or else आज सेशन 6 बजे है तो 4 बजे उठने की जरूरत नहीं है, 5 बजे उठेंगे. But did you understood when we are seeing these things, कि based on the session I will get up, that means you are not getting up for your own self. You are getting because the session is there. And why are you getting because the session is? Because you are fearful that you might lose something if you are not getting on time. And then there are certain people still sleeping. So why? Recording is there anyways. But Shashiji, we all know the recordings are never played. The recordings are replayed by the people, those who actually attended the session. Why? Because through the session, they understood something so beautiful in that. They said, wow, this is something that is worth re-listening to. But the people, those who have not listened it in the session itself, वो कहेंगे हाँ होगा कुछ हर बार की तरह होगा. Something new would be there, but okay, I will listen. How many times have we done that? और सुनील जी, आपने जैसे कहा ना पढ़ाई का, studies, I have been to many people's home. There are a lot of self-help books in their houses. Wherever they go, they find a self-help book and they bring it and keep it. And many a times it is dusted. And when I ask like, okay, what are all these books? These are self-help books. Then I look at them and I feel like it is not self-help, it is shelf-help book. The shelf is getting thicker and thicker with the books, but nobody is reading that. So वो शेल्फ हेल्प हो जाता है, सेल्फ हेल्प नहीं रहता और किसी कारण से. What are all these things? आलस्य. But do you think if you just slog, आपका कोई भी कार्य हो पाएगा. See, one fine day, even if you are doing your homework and you are not feeling that energy to do that, what could be the reason behind the not having that energy? एक हो सकता है, जैसे हमने कहा था, व्याधि means शारीरिक पीड़ा, like disease or illness in the body because of which you are not able to do. But on majority of the cases, the laziness is not because of the physical pains, but it is of the mental things. मानसिक स्तर पे होता है, शारीरिक स्तर पे नहीं होता है. Mental lethargy, right, Dhaval ji? Mental lethargy. Now, how come and why this mental lethargy comes into play? Or क्या होता है? When we are into this path of spirituality also, we also come into a state where we start having the mental lethargy. You might have seen, like, initially you are gung-ho, means I will do this, I will do that. मैं पूजा पाठ मंत्र जाप ये मंत्र को तो बढ़िया से कर लूं. अब तक कितने मंत्र दिए जा चुके हैं? How many mantras have been given? We don't even remember. We don't have the count of it as well. That's fine. Lekin, I understand there are certain mantras that has to be kept to a few days or few months or as per the paridhi या विधि जो होता है उसका, means the length of the process. But there are mantras that are to be done every time, every day. I still remember Ashuji posting every Sunday. She used to post the 16 times mantra, but we all forgot. वो जब तक पोस्ट कर रही थी, लोग वो मंत्र पढ़ रहे थे. She stopped posting, and after, I don't think like after that people are doing that mantra or not any times. Her Sunday, only on Sundays, I told you to only jap it for 16 times, right? 16 बार जाप करना है. How many of you are doing it? वाह, ये देखो, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. In the house filled with people, or rather sadhaks आप कह सकते हो, the percentage is around 7%. So what we need to do is, when I said this, how many of you, those who are not doing it, felt guilty? But this is not about the thing about guilty, but this is, I'm giving you a tip how to not be lazy. One thing is reminder. मैं आपको ये भला बुरा कहने के लिए नहीं कह रहा हूं. I just wanted to give you a tip. Like the moment I made you realize what you are not doing, that very moment you are alert. Yes or no? How many of you are going to do today? Now some people will go and search for the picture. Where is that picture itself? तो जो मंत्र दिया गया था वो मंत्र का फोटो का है, right? But still search and give it. See, at times, आशु जी, मैं आपको ये कहना चाहता हूँ, don't post it for yourself, post it because in your posting many people remember and do it. Is it not? And if you want to have a darshan, just a second, replace spotlight. आयो देखो. Okay. Now, you see all the एक बार दर्शन हो ही जाए सबको. वेरी गुड. चलो, धन्यवाद संध्या जी, आपके वजह से लोगों को दर्शन भी मिल गए. Replace spotlight. Okay, so I'm back. So what is the first way of understanding it? आलस्य को दूर करने का पहला नियम क्या है? How can you not get into that? Is by having a constant reminder. What kind of reminder? A reminder that motivates you rather than makes you fearful. जो आपको खुश करे rather than आपको डराए. So how, let's say Revati ji has to catch a flight early morning 3 a.m. and you people also have to catch a flight early morning 3 a.m. How many of you will fall asleep in the night? नहीं बोलोगे आज 3 बजे कौन जाएगा और 1 घंटा सो के उठ के जाता हूँ, फ्लाइट वहीं रुकेगा. Will it ever stop for you? No, right? Okay. So I'm just analyzing it from a perspective so that everybody gets that. Okay. So hold on to me. Let's take another example here. Dhaval ji, let's say you have to go, और अभी मैं आपको कहता हूं कि there must be some pending works for you, right? बहुत सारे पेंडिंग वर्क सबके होते हैं. एनीवन जिसका कोई पेंडिंग वर्क नहीं है आज के लिए, समथिंग इज अदर इज पेंडिंग दैट यू हैव टू डू टुडे, जो आपको करना है. बट नाउ राइट अवे आई विल से दैट धवल जी, हियर इज योर टिकट and this is a crore of rupees in the bag and I'm transferring it to your account, and these are your ticket for world tour, and by today evening you have to go. Now it is already 6:30 in the evening. 5 o'clock you have to go for a world tour, and anyways you have to reach to the airport 3 hours earlier. That means you have to start from your home at 2:30 or 2, and now it is already 6:30, so another 8 hours is left, and you will not be returning from the world tour for the next 6 months. Now tell me what will happen to all your pending works. 1 करोड़ अकाउंट में, बाकी वर्ल्ड टूर 8 घंटे में. कितने महीने के लिए? 6 महीने के लिए. What are you going to do? What about your pending works? Let's unmute you. There is a background noise in that.
Pranam.
Pranam. So Dhaval ji, if this is the situation, what will happen to your pending works?
It will be postponed till the 6 months.
Okay, that's one way of looking at it. Now tell me, how many works that you have been postponing for the past 6 months, you will complete it within these 8 hours? Think again.
Whatever I can be able to complete within couple of hours.
No, जिस चीज को, the thing that you have been
Priority
postponing for days and months and years, and you think like you're not going to come back soon, you will complete it in that 8 hours. Your productivity will be so much that you have never done that in the past 6 months or 8 months. Yes or no?
Yes.
अच्छा, लेट्स से पानी का बिल भरना था, बिजली का बिल भरना था, इसको पैसे देने थे, वहां जाके कुछ जमा करवाना था, like all these things that are pending work, right?
Right. True.
Can you see, in this 8 hours you will be more productive than you have been in the past few days or few weeks? Agreed or not?
Absolutely.
What does that mean?
Super.
What does that mean? That means it is not the thing of your capability. It is not that you were not capable of doing that, but you were dragging it. So what made you more productive? What made you super fast? Was it the money? Was it the world tour? Was the excitement that was there? No. Again, the fear. If I don't complete it, what will happen? And many people do that out of fear. But at the same time, some people might be so excited. Oh, I'm going to there. Let me complete the work so that when I come, I don't have all these headaches. I don't have all these issues pending. And because these things cannot wait for 6 months, right?
Right.
So you'll be more productive. You'll be more absolutely
Correct,
so
yes.
fast in that. Now, if that is the case, if we all remind one thing, that if somebody has given me a transferred money and given me a world tour and I have to go there in 6 hours, I'll be super fast, I'll be super ready, I'll be super energetic, and I will be doing the things so fast. Then the very basic question appears. When we are postponing things, especially related to our sadhana, do you even know you have 6 hours or not?
No.
If you remember this thing every single day, thinking that I'm going on a world tour after 6 hours, now tell me what kind of things will stop you? What things will make you slog? Just a thought. Let's say this is going to be your last day. That's what people always keep on saying. If this is your last day, now just tell me what life are you going to lead in this last 6 hours? किस तरीके का जीवन बिताओगे? Either you will be dead slow, thinking अब क्या है, कुछ भी नहीं है, जाना ही है, और कुछ लोग ये सोच के आलसी हो जाते हैं, क्या करेंगे, सब कहते हैं लेके तो कुछ जाना नहीं है, यहीं सोए पड़े रहते हैं, लेट्स गो, बट दैट्स वेयर दे आर लूजिंग आउट ऑन द पुरुषार्थ, राइट? So हम पुरुषार्थ को लेके चलेंगे. We are not that we are going to leave because we are going to leave. We are not going to just leave all the things. We are going to do it in the right way and then complete the journey, right? So अगर ये even every morning when you are doing your mala, the moment you are sitting to do your jap, the moment you are sitting to do your puja, and just for a moment and think, looking at that mala, and they say, wow, this might be the last beat that I'm rolling. This might be the last chanting that I am doing. See, you can be fearful of that, but I'm not talking about being fearful. I'm said, I am well prepared, but this might just be the last one. Let me roll it. How would you do the jap at that time? किस तरीके से करोगे? Won't it change the perspective of doing your puja, doing your jap in a completely different manner? सब कुछ बदल जाएगा. Because that very moment when you are doing the jap and you are thinking, okay, Lord, I'm coming towards you. This might be the last. This might be the last. This might be the last. And anyways, when you are rolling a mala, even time is rolling by. But all it depends is, are you going far away from it or you are coming closer to it? So when we are coming closer to it, I am so happy, and now I am happily rolling the mala. And I'm taking the name, I'm chanting it. And then, tell me if any one of you will be lazy. हो ही नहीं सकते. Again, it is linked to the first one, constant reminder. We said no, reminder, constant reminder. So when you get into the constant reminder mode, what happens? You will not be lazy, right? Apart from that, being excited and enthusiastic about everything that you do. Many of you, like majority of us, might have gone to Vrindavan, right? Alivaji has just recently dipped in that and came back. So Mathura, Vrindavan, जब ब्रिज में जाते हो आप, in bridge there is a beautiful way of living life. जो ब्रिजवासी होते हैं, the people those who live in that place, now like many people are there. Some people, those who are actually the understanding of what a kind of life they are living there, उनका कहने का एक तरीका है, like they have a way of living, and that should be coming into our play. We will be understanding how to live in that space. वो क्या करते हैं ना? If I am waking up to see Sri Radha Vallabh. If I am waking up to see Radha Vallabh. if I am walking towards Radha Vallabh. If I am breathing because this body needs this breath so that it can go to Radha Vallabh. If it is eating thinking that this is going to provide the energy to the body and the body will go to Radha Vallabh. If they are chanting thinking that if I am chanting this name, this will take me to Radha Vallabh. And even when they are in disease and pain and problem, they say, I am in disease and pain so that I can remember Radha Vallabh. When they are happy and ecstatic and in good health, they say, I am dancing because I am with Radha Vallabh. And even when they are going to sleep, they say, I am going to sleep so that I can wake up and see Radha Vallabh again. Now, if every moment of this becomes like that, now just think of this. आप इतना पूजा पाठ कर रहे हो, आप इतना सब कुछ कर रहे हो. Let's say the divine is to appear in front of you in that very moment and you are lazy. We all know the classic story, Navneet ji, like there was a person, those who were ardent, like they were devotee of Shiva, and both husband and wife and were doing lot of puja of Shiva, and finally they were so poor. One fine day they are walking and they don't have even food to eat. Then Parvati says, Shiva, why don't you do anything for them? They are your ardent devotees. Why don't you give them something? Then Shiva says, but that is the way of life they have chosen this time. Let them complete it and they will come back to home. But Parvati says, no, nothing doing. You have to give something. So what does Shiva says? Okay, as you say, but it is not there for them. Parvati says, but anyways you put it. So what did they do? Kept a bag full of coin on the street. But what happened after that, you all know. That very day, the husband and wife holding their each other hand, saying, we have been walking all this path every day. But how about the blind people? How would they be walking? वो कैसे चलते होंगे? अंधे लोग कैसे चलते होंगे? And that very moment, okay, let's see how they must be feeling. वो हाथ पकड़ के आंख बंद करके चलना शुरू करते हैं. They cross over. वहां पे मुझे समझ में आता है कि when we are thinking in that way, वो भाग्य का खेल हो सकता है जिसके वजह से वो अंधे हो गए. लेकिन आप क्यों अंधे हो? Why have you closed your eyes? Every single moment live with awakening, because that moment the divine might appear in front of you. If every second I think like this is the next moment is going to. Now we all know the story of Sabri, right? For how many days she has been cleaning the house and keeping it ready? कितने दिन के लिए? 1 दिन, 2 दिन, 10 दिन, 15 दिन, 25 दिन? Years? How many years? For ages she did that. But every single day she was doing it with intention that mere ghar aaj Ram aayenge. Ram is going to come today, so I'm ready. That's how I say every single moment, if you think like this is the moment the divine is actually coming to me. Now, how many times will you be lazy? Now, let's say there is a letter from God and says, okay, I'm visiting you the next moment. Then you say, oh, next moment. Let me sleep for a moment. Will you? Or you will rush to clear everything. Or you will be rushing to keep everything ready. सुनील जी, कभी कभी हम ये करते हैं, किसी लोगों के घर में जाके उनके घर के नीचे खड़े होके फोन करते हैं, हम आ रहे हैं. Then you should see the dance that happens in the house. We are downstairs now. I'm just, okay, I'm coming up. Huh? Where? I'm just standing downstairs. Now, if I am saying that to you in that moment, that I'm standing downstairs of your home, I'm just coming. I'm taking the lift, I'm coming here. Which floor? Then what would happen in your house, In that 2 minutes time, you will be super productive. सामने का घर इतना चकाचक हो जाएगा, आप समझ भी नहीं पाओगे. 3 दिन से गंदा पड़ा था. The pillow was somewhere, the toy was somewhere else, the pencil was under the pillow. The phone, I don't know where it is. TV remote and glasses and all those things. See, I'm telling all this because I am experiencing that. The moment You hear that somebody is coming. What do you do? कितना समय में साफ हो जाता है? और उसको साफ करने के लिए कितना देर से वेट कर रहे थे? Now, I'm not only talking about the home, I'm talking about your heart. If the divine is standing knocking at your door, and you have, let's say you have not cleaned it for ages, for days, for months. Now you have the message that the divine is knocking at the door. I'm coming in 2 minutes. How would you make your home and how would you make your heart? Will you say, आने दो, देखते हैं, ऐसा ही देखेंगे, जैसा है वैसा ही है, हम जैसे हैं वैसे ही रहेंगे? How many of you do that? How many of you will really say, रहने दो, ऐसा ही पड़े रहने दो, वो जानते हैं हम कैसे हैं, वो हमारा सब कुछ मान लेते हैं, ये भी मान ही लेंगे? Will you do that? Will you do that? No, no. Within a fraction of a second, everything changes in the house. Why? What's the reason behind that? What's the reason behind that? The reason is very simple. Somebody is coming. And in that moment, आपको कोई तरीके का आलस्य नहीं आता, आप ये सोच भी नहीं, even you might be having a knee pain, you might be having a head pain, or you might be having a pain in your entire body. Still, a person who is sleeping in the room, entry room, even in fever, he will run away with the clothes and the chadar. Yes or no? That means we are all creating a drama thinking that I don't have the energy, I don't have the power, I don't have the things to clear it up. But the moment it appears, we are all active, we are all running. Exactly just like a student. Throughout the month, throughout the year, पढ़ लेंगे, we'll read sometime. But the moment the day has been declared that इस दिन का exam है, then what happens? Not only students, the parents also become so active. Now, I am also experiencing that. So that means a moment of urgency, but that moment dipped in divinity. Urgency तो है, लेकिन divinity के साथ. Not just for the worldly things that I'm running, I'm doing all these things. No. जैसे ब्रिजवासी कहते हैं ना, उस तरीके से कि मेरा कार्य, like all the things that I do it for आपके इष्ट जो है उनके नाम से करो. And then you see the grace follows. I'll tell you a beautiful story. Might be a little deviated, but I don't know if it is coming, it should come out. कहानी है गिरिराज पर्वत के पास की. अब सुधा जी बता सकते हैं ये सही है या नहीं, because these people have gone there more than I don't know, like any one of us. काशी के बारे में होता तो मैं सौम्या जी से पूछता था. Now some people are there, those who have visited it. So now this place of Giriraj, इसको बड़े, now listen to it not from your ears but from your heart, then we'll understand the story. There used to be a sweeper, झाड़ू लगाने वाला, okay? वो गिरिराज पर्वत के पास नीचे जो रोड है ना, वहां पे झाड़ू लगाता. Every day he used to sweep the floor. But he has so much of work to do that he can never go to the Giriraj Parvat up and visit a temple. कोई कृष्ण का कोई मंदिर है, so he could not visit it. But the only thing that he can do is when he has swept all the streets, okay, and he used to put all this sand at one place, सारे चीजों को एक जगह लगा देता है. In that moment, when people are returning from the darshan, after doing the darshan, when they're returning, he always asks, how is Prabhu looking today? हमारे गिरी जी कैसे दिख रहे हैं आज? How are they looking today? The moment they describe how he looks, you know what this person used to do? जो धूल इकट्ठा किया, like all the soil that he has collected, on that he starts drawing. लोगों के पैर का धूल है, उसको इकट्ठा किया. He has brought all the soil together, and on that he starts drawing the image of Krishna. And there he used to bow down and say, I cannot come to you because of my work, but I see you here. तेरे भक्तों के रज में मुझे तू दिखता है, सारे व्रज में मुझे तू दिखता है. And that moment, what he used to do every single day, that's his job. He could not go, but all that he does is every single day, this is the thing that he would do. One fine evening, और हम सब जानते हैं कि जब हम when we were in वृंदावन and मथुरा, हम देखे कि कृष्ण कितने बार ब्रेक्स लेते हैं. मतलब दुनिया में अगर कोई भगवान सबसे ज्यादा ब्रेक लेता है तो वही है. बीच बीच में तो एवरी फ्रैक्शन ऑफ ए सेकेंड पर्दा भी डाल देते कि हमारे प्रभु अगर तुमको देख ले तो तुम्हारे साथ चले जाएंगे. सो उनकी इतनी सेवाएं चलती है कि पता ही नहीं चलता कि कब हम पहुंचे, देखे नहीं देखे, या तो फिर सेवा शुरू हो गई तो फिर हम अटक गए. यू हैव टू स्टे, यू हैव टू स्टॉप देयर. सो उतनी सेवा चलती है और इतनी जल्दी सो जाते हैं. 7 बजे फाटक बंद. मैं बोला ये प्रभु इतना जल्दी सो गए. So this is how the culture is there, because they love him so much that they don't want to stress him. So one fine evening, this person, this sweeper, he never goes to that place in the evening, but somehow he got a calling from within that I should go there. So he goes near the mountain. And it is a dark night and no one is around by that time. Already like dark night, late night. Navneet ji, matlab 8:30 बजे, 8:30 in the night. Okay. So everybody has gone home and it's all dark and nothing. So he's sitting there and he's looking up, and in the mountain he sees that somebody is jumping. आप one-legged jump खेलते हो ना, one-legged jump. So somebody is jumping with one leg. But what he can see is in the dark night, it is all bright and shining. और इतने अंधेरे में उसको दिखाई दे रहा है कि कोई कूद रहा है, एक पैर पे कूद रहा है. And he can also see that it is so bright and it is so graceful, and he looks all around, but there is no one. He is only seeing it. And after some time, he is also able to hear what he is saying. What is he saying? Aao, aao, bachao, bachao. Come, come, help me, help me, help me. So this person said, itne raat mein, in this night, nobody is there. What that? And it's a young little kid. बोले ये कौन है वो पहाड़ के ऊपर नाच रहा है और बचाओ बचाओ कह रहा है. But it looks like dancing, but he is calling for help. So what should I do? He's saying, yes, you, come, help me, help me. And now he looks again around, there is no one. He says, okay, the only person that I'm left is me. He has never climbed to the mountain, you see, because he had knee pains. That's another story. उसके लिए वो कभी ऊपर नहीं जा पाया. But that day he doesn't have any other go. He sees that somebody is calling for help and he has to go. क्या करता है? अपने घुटनों पे हाथ रखे, like putting hands on his knee, starts walking somehow. Little pain is there, but he still continues because he wants to help. The closer and closer he goes, he can see he is wearing a pagdi. माथे पे पगड़ी है, उसके ऊपर मोर पंख लगा हुआ है, पीत वस्त्र धारण किए हुए, but he is still jumping with one leg. Then the closer and closer he goes, the more and more he sees, he faints. वो जैसे ही उसको देखता है, वह faint हो जा रहा है. Then again for some time he hears the voice, come help me, help me. Then he wakes up again, he starts walking again. फिर उसको देखता है, फिर बेहोश. Means every 2-3 steps he takes closer to him, he faints, he again wakes up, again takes 3-4 steps, again faints, again wakes up. ये हालत हो गई है. Then finally when he comes in front of him and falls down, dhad. Then again he hears the voice, help me. Then he wakes up, oh, and this for the first time when he looks at him, he says, it is you, na? He says, it is me only. I am only asking for help. What are you doing? हाथ जोड़ लेता है और कहते हैं, Lord, you are asking for help from me? He said, yes. I have to go somewhere, but I am not able to go because there is a thorn in my feet. Can you pull it out? मेरे पैर में एक कांटा चुभ गया है, क्या तू वो कांटे को निकाल सकता है? कोई भी नहीं है आसपास, तू ही है, तो तू मदद कर दे. You help me. जिस चरणों को देखने के लिए, मीन्स जस्ट टू सी द फीट, द गॉड्स वेट. आज वो खुद अपना पैर इस झाड़ूदार के ऊपर रख देता है, वो झाड़ू लगाने वाले के ऊपर. The one who used to sweep the floor, he puts his feet in his lap and says, remove the thorn. But the moment he holds the feet, again faints. Then Krishna again says, wake up, pull that thorn out. And just when he was waking up and again he tried to pull the thorn, he could not pull it out, rather pushed it inside. And Krishna said, what have you done? It was already painful and you have pushed it again. By listening this, he fainted again. Like Krishna again shouted, you again fainted, wake up, bring that out. Now he says, what should I do? No, now I understood, you cannot pull it out with your finger. Now you have to use your teeth to pull that out. Now just think of this space. The feet that cannot be seen by gods. The feet जिसे देखने के लिए सब तरसते. He has given his feet in his lap today. And he says, if you are not able to pull it with your fingers, pull it with your teeth. And then finally he puts his face and tries to, that very moment he kisses his feet anyways. Again faints. Then Krishna asks him, Hare, wake up, I have to go somewhere. Then he wakes up and then finally he pulls that thorn out of his feet with his teeth. And then Krishna says, let's go together. That might have been his last moment, isn't it? The last moment of his life. But just think of like a person who just used to sweep the floors. सिर्फ झाड़ू लगाता था. But again realize what he used to do at the end of the day. He used to draw the picture of Krishna in the same sand that people are standing on. धूल मिट्टी से उसकी छवि बना के उसको सामने झुक जाता था. He just used to bow down in front of that. And now the Creator called him himself. And in order to call him, just think of, why did Krishna had a thorn in his feet? When I was thinking about that you could have done any other drama. Why did you do this drama? Then I got an answer for that. And the answer is so amazing. You just hear to that and you think whether I'm right or not, it's up to you. But the moment I thought of that, I started. And I said, like, why did you do that? He says, you see, he had a lot of pain in his knees. He could not climb the mountain. I took some of his pain in the form of the thorn in my feet. उसका थोड़ा सा दर्द मैं अपने पैर में ले लिया so that he can climb. Now when these things happen, what's your preparation for all that? Then we all know there is another place called as Pandharpur. Who is there? Vithala, right? How many of you have seen like Vithala, like he wears a very typical way of tilak on his head. From the nose to the head it goes. Every day, right? And in mid of that, there is a black dot. People from Mumbai, Pune and all those things, you must be knowing it very, very clearly. But for the knowledge of all the other people, the black dot that you see on his forehead, do you know what that black dot is? So, Aditi ji, listen to this then. You know, all the people, those who visit the temple and where they stand and see the deity, जहां खड़े होकर उस भगवान के दर्शन करते हैं ना, when all the people go away, the floor is swept, झाड़ू लगाया जाता है, and that sand is collected, and that sand is mixed with abir, and that is put as the black tilak on the head of the deity. Now just think of कौन हो सकता है भाई, he is ready, मतलब उसके भक्त जो है उसके पास आए हैं, उनके चरण के रज को लेके वो माथे पे लगाता है आज तक, till today the same process goes on. Now just think of, just by listening to all these things, you are means, or your eyes are all wet. Now tell me, if this is to happen to you, and this is to happen to you the very next moment, or in this moment, will you be lazy in doing your job, in doing your sadhana, in doing your studies, in doing your bhakti? Will you ever? Can you actually? Will you तो अलग बात है. Can you afford to do that? Can you afford to be lazy? तो जितने लोगों को लगता है कि मैं साधना करने से मेरे अंदर लेजीनेस आ गया है, आई एम नॉट एबल टू डू माई साधना, आई एम नॉट एबल टू डू माई प्रार्थना, आई एम नॉट एबल टू डू द पूजा करेक्टली, remind this to yourself that this very moment might be the moment when he appears and asks me to pull out the thorn from his leg. वो कहते हैं कि अगेन द सेइंग गोज फ्रॉम ब्रिज, वो कहते हैं कि मुझे ना धन चाहिए ना रत्न चाहिए, ना मुझे धन चाहिए ना मुझे रत्न चाहिए, मुझे तो बस और बस तेरी भक्ति चाहिए. I don't need anything else except the one thing, कि तेरी भक्ति. So when we are always in a constant reminder that this breath that comes and goes, this moment that comes and goes, the thoughts that appear and disappear, the me that I think myself to be, it will also disappear someday. But the one that is truly residing within me, I want to do the seva of him always. ना अगर आपके भगवान आपके सामने खड़े हैं, will you be lazy? और अगर वही भगवान आपके अंदर विराजमान है, will you be lazy? You see, we become lazy in one point when we think we are doing this puja for myself. मैं अगर मेरा ध्यान, मेरी पूजा, मेरा जो कुछ है अपने लिए करता हूं, तब आलस्य आ सकता है, लेकिन अगर सारा कार्य, एवरीथिंग दैट आई डू इज फॉर द डिवाइन, आलस्य नहीं आ सकता. There was another beautiful story. पता नहीं अलीवा जी जाके आए, लेकिन हम क्यों वहां घुसे पड़े मुझे समझ में नहीं आता. I still think like we are still all there. See, there was another story that comes. लोग कभी कभी पूछते हैं कि किस तरीके से पूजा करूं मैं. You are talking about that bhakti होनी चाहिए, पूजा होनी चाहिए, like how? Anyways, I'll take a session on the 4 kind of bhaktas that Krishna has defined, कि उसके 4 तरीके के भक्त हैं और वो उनसे सबसे प्रेम प्रिय भक्त कौन है. We'll take a session on that. But now, अलीवा जी, ब्रिज में there is one beautiful thing. Everybody has a Laddu Gopal in their home. है ना सुधा जी? Am I right in that? Okay. और सब उनको बेहतरीन, like they decorate it and all the beautiful things. Just like the people in the modern era, they go for kitty parties, right? And they discuss what kind of clothes they have got, what kind of jewelry and what kind of thing and all that. ब्रिज में भी वैसे ही किट्टी पार्टियां होती हैं, लेकिन वहां पे ये बात होती है कि उनके कृष्ण कैसे दिखते हैं. Like how does their Krishna looks, how they have decorated, how he is looking today, what kind of clothes have been put on, all these things is the talk of the town. सब मिलेंगे एक जगह and they will start talking. आपके भगवान आज कैसे दिखते हैं? अरे हमारे भगवान तो आज मोतियों की माला, मोर मुकुट लगाए हैं और साथ में पीतांबर धारण किए. अरे हमारे लाला तो आज लाल कलर के वस्त्र पहने, आज हमारे लाला ब्लू कलर के वस्त्र पहने हुए. दिस इज द टॉक ऑफ द टाउन. You see, every talk also becomes not a gossip. मैं एक सुंदर बात कहना चाहता हूं. जब I'll tell you in Hindi first, then only I can translate it, I believe. जब भूख में दिव्यता प्रसारित होती है तो वो व्रत बन जाता है. The day when divinity enters hunger, it becomes व्रत. जो आप उपवास करते हो वो उपवास बन जाता है. यस. जिस दिन दिव्यता आपके खाने में घुस जाती है, द डे द डिविनिटी एंटर्स द फूड, वो प्रसाद बन जाता है. द डे द डिविनिटी एंटर्स योर थॉट, वो मंत्र बन जाता है. The day divinity enters your life, it becomes a pilgrimage. The day the divinity enters you, you become divine. If every moment of your life becomes like that, what will happen? Your hunger becomes your sadhana. Your pain becomes your preparation. Your trouble in your life becomes a path of traveling. जैसे कोई मानसरोवर के ऊपर जाना है तो उसको पहाड़ चढ़ के जाना पड़ता है. मानो जीवन के तकलीफें जो है, all the problems of your life are just like that mountain on which you are covering, so you reach to the ultimate. Now let's come back again, like जो मैं बता रहा था. Everybody talks about that. There was one person who never talks about his Krishna. सब कहते हैं अरे भाई, everybody is speaking how their Krishna looks, how their Krishna, yeah, and everybody does or something or other in their houses, and we all visit to their homes. We do kirtan, नाच गाना कीर्तन खाना पीना सब होता है, भजन. But why don't you call us? हमें कभी क्यों नहीं बुलाते? He says नहीं 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 नहीं, मैं नहीं बुला सकता. I cannot call you to see my Krishna. I said, why? ऐसा क्या खास बात है? What is the so typical about the Krishna? He says, नहीं आप जब देखोगे ना मेरे कृष्ण को तो आप बोलोगे ये ऐसा कौन सा कृष्ण है, ये कैसा भगवान है, what kind of Krishna is this? So I won't call you. So people always used to pull him down because आप जानते हो जो नहीं बुलाता उसी को सबसे ज्यादा लोग कहते why are you not calling, why are you not calling? But one fine day there was one closest among them. He asked, I can understand you don't want to show your lovable Krishna to other people, at least you can show me. He said, I cannot show you also. He said, why? ना तू भी देखेगा तो कहेगा ये क्या अजीब कृष्ण है, what kind of Krishna is this? Then this friend says, no, I will not tell that. You can take me to your home. I just want to have a darshan of the Krishna that you have. वो कहता पक्का तू नहीं बोलेगा कि ये अजीब है? बोले no, I will not tell that it is something weird. So he goes, okay, chal. He takes him. The moment he takes him to the home, to his puja place, what he sees is there is a black color pot. On that black color pot, all the decoration has been done. Then his friend asks, where is Krishna? He says, this. Matka, mitti ka. ये कौन सा कृष्ण है? बोला, सी, आई टोल्ड यू, वी विल ऑल्सो से दैट्स व्हाई आई डोंट ब्रिंग यू पीपल टू माई होम. आप यही बोलोगे ये कैसा कृष्ण है, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ कृष्ण इज दिस? बट ही सेज, ओके, आई सेड दैट, बट अगेन आई एम आस्किंग व्हाट काइंड ऑफ कृष्ण इज दिस? ये किसकी पूजा कर रहे हो तुम? एंड देन दैट पर्सन सेज, सी, आई डोंट हैव ए विग्रह ऑफ Laddu Gopal or Lala in my home, but this is my Lala, this is my Vigraha. This is, what is it filled with? He says, that's my secret. Now, what's your secret then? He says, ब्रिज की जो भूमि है ना, उसमें कई साधु संत चलते हैं. Many saints, sages, भक्त come and go on this soil. And when these people go, I collect that sand a little by little and I put it into that and I feel that this is my Radha and Krishna. उनके चरण का जो धूल है उसी को मैं समेट लेता हूं और उसी की पूजा करता हूं, क्योंकि उस रज में जो सफेद दाने हैं वो मेरे लिए राधा है और जो काले दाने हैं वो मेरे लिए कृष्ण है. इसीलिए मैं उसी राधा कृष्ण की सेवा करता हूं इसी मटके में रख के. नाउ टेल मी हु इज अ बेटर वन? कैन यू सी देयर इज अगेन ए कंपैरिजन. जो पूजा करता है छवि रख के, कृष्ण कहते हैं कि जो मेरी सिर्फ छवि देख के मुझे पूजा करता है वो तो राजसिक भक्त है मेरा. जो मुझे हर कण में देख ले वो सत्यता में मेरा भक्त है. Anyways, I will talk about it elaborately someday. I can assure you that day you cannot stop your tears. I challenge you on that day if you can. दो चीजें मैं बात करने वाला हूं. आफ्टर once this series is completed, remind me, I will be talking one about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the second about the Bhakta of Krishna. These two things will come up anyways fast. So when we have all these kind of things happening in our life, अगर अपने जीवन में इस तरीके का हो जाए, can I do one thing? जब आलस्य भरता है ना मेरे अंदर, see, when there is a empty space, something is filling up. In English, they say, there is a saying in the American language that nature abhors the vacant place. Means अगर किसी भी जगह को खाली छोड़ दोगे ना, उसके ऊपर कुछ ना कुछ ग्रो करने लगता है. नेचर अवोर्स एम्प्टीनेस. आप कोई भी जगह खाली छोड़ दो, यू विल सी वहां पे सब घास उगने लगते हैं, राइट? वीड्स ग्रो अप ऑन देयर ओन. And the people, those who have garden in US in their backyards, you know, like in order to plant, you have to do so much of work, but to grow weeds, nothing needs to be done. It just grows. So similarly, if you are not taking care of the garden of your heart, weeds grow. पुरुषार्थ क्या है? पुरुषार्थ यही है कि आपके अंदर के जो जड़ है उसको चेतन में बदलना. Religion is nothing but realization. The day you realize, that's religion. So if I am idle, if I am lazy in doing my sadhana, what will happen? आप देखे होंगे, आपके साथ इधर बहुत सारे लोग हुए होंगे. In your life you must have seen people, those who were so ardent devotees. Ardent devotees समझ रहे हो ना? मतलब दिन रात उनके सिवा कुछ भी नहीं. But sometime they got lazy and they went crazy. Because that laziness will anyway lead to craziness, because again he will leave the feet of the divine and he will be lost in Maya of the divine. उसके चरण को छोड़ दोगे और संसार में फिर वापस. So what is your purusharth that you are doing? Your purusharth is you are sitting here and listening to it. अभी बैठ के सुन रहे हो, ये आपका पुरुषार्थ है. But are you listening with laziness? हो सकता है कि कुछ लोग बेड में सो गए हों और सुन रहे हों और सुनते 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 आंख लग गई. What happened? उनका पुरुषार्थ यही था कि they should sit straight and listen to what is being told. Laziness क्या हुआ? What was the laziness? They just lie down. They said, oh, the sound is so good. His voice is so nice. Let me just lie down and listen to the session completely. वो कभी सुन ही नहीं पाओगे. आवाजी किसी ने मुझे पूछा कि आप जब सेशन लेते हो और जब स्पेशली आप ऐसे भक्ति की बात करते हो ना, या तो कभी भी आप उनके बारे में मतलब दिव्यता के बारे में बात करते हो ना, आपकी आवाज बदल जाती है. ये कैसे होता है? एंड ऐसा लगता है कि सुनते जाएं, लेकिन जब सुनते हैं ना तब आंख कैसे लग जाती है पता नहीं चलता. How do we fall asleep when we don't know? Especially even when you are doing the meditative sessions, when we are listening to your voice, I don't know where I went off for some time. What's that magic? ने पूछा व्हाट्स दैट मैजिक. अब ये सुनो जो मैं बोलने वाला हूं. या धवल जी, डेल्टा स्टेट ऑल दैट तो समझ में आता है, लेकिन मैं जो बोलने वाला वो अजीब है. मैंने कहा कि जब गोपियां या जब ब्रिजवासी द्वापर में थे तो कृष्ण बंसी बजाया करते थे और उसको सुन के लोग सम्मोहित हो जाया करते थे. राइट? In the Dwapara, when Krishna used to play the flute, everybody was ecstatic and they just wanted to listen to it and they just lose themselves. ये कलयुग का बांसुरी है. ये कलयुग का बांसुरी है. This is the flute of this yuga. So when I'm speaking all that, I'm not speaking, I'm just playing. And what I am playing is the flute. And when you listen to this flute, you get mesmerized by that only and only because you feel that you have again reached to that space and you get lost of all these worldly things, and all that you are listening is the rain of divine dancing within your heart. So कृष्ण सिर्फ द्वापर में बांसुरी बजाए थे या अभी भी बज रहा है? The moment you feel like that voice has that sweetness in it, you feel like that voice is transcending you, never hear that as my voice. Just think that he has graced, he has given his grace on you, he has blessed you in that way, that he is speaking in words, but the flute is still playing for you. Are you listening? So what are the voice? What are the words? These might just be an instrument. मेरा पुरुषार्थ क्या है? मेरा पुरुषार्थ सिर्फ और सिर्फ यही है कि मेरी वाणी को मैं बांसुरी बना दूं. That's my पुरुषार्थ. I just convert the words into the flute. And that's what my पुरुषार्थ is. And as I said, आप अगर अपने धर्म को समझ लेते हो, whatever you are good at, whatever you are doing here, if you do it to your best, that's your dharma. So if you live in that way, if you realize that even my voice can become the flute of Krishna, what will you do? Will you be lazy in your life? And look at me, I might be just, when you see me in front, might be I look like a little bit tired. That might be external one. I am still dancing within, constantly, continuously. Why? Because the flute goes on, the damru still beats, and every time I'm dancing, that's it. The body might be looking a little dull because of the all-night awakings. Now, if I become lazy, छोड़ दो, इतना क्या करना इन लोगों के लिए, वो तो कर रहे हैं साधना अपनी, they are doing anyways, let me sleep. Will I be doing my job? Will I be doing my dharma? Will I be putting in my purusharth? No. That means whatever is being said is being done. जो बताया जाता है, आपको सिखाया जाता है, वो स्वयं किया भी जाता है. It's not just saying, it's being done as well. So when you think of, if I go lazy, is it okay for you? No, right? Similarly, if you become lazy, it is not okay with the divine. अपना पुरुषार्थ लेके चलो, अपनी साधनाएं करते चलो. That's how you will never be. If you are aware that there is something important for you, that's why you are still on this planet, because the divine has chosen that you should be here because you have to do that work. And whatever way the life is taking you, let's say one more thing. If I don't keep the water in a bowl and if I just allow it, it will spill over. But if I hold it in a bowl, it will be intact. ये पुरुषार्थ है. जल को छोड़ दो, बह जाएगा. उसी तरीके से जीवन को छोड़ दो, बह जाएगा, किसी काम का नहीं आएगा. It won't be of any use. But if you do your purusharth, you are attaining that bowl is nothing but the bowl of the divine that you call. I pour my life, I pour my breath into the cup of the divine, and I live a life of divinity. And then when I think like this life, this breath is filling the cup of the divine every moment, can I be lazy? Can I really wait for some day to be active? Or every single moment, जैसे ब्रिजवासी कहते हैं, I wake up to see him. I walk to go to him. I breathe so that I can go back to his temple and watch him again. I eat so that the body has the strength to go and walk to that place. Every single thing that you have, if you can just put that all together in such a beautiful way where you start living a life of the divine moment by moment by moment. There is a saying, Navneet, in one small little place, like, okay, so very classic example that we say, एक म्यान में दो तलवार नहीं रह सकते. In one frame, two swords cannot be kept. Similarly, in one life, either you put divine or you put laziness. Choice is yours. So the moment, ये होता है सबके साथ, after doing the mala again and again and again and again, the mind goes into a state. और कितना बार? How many times? Then the first day you are sitting like this and पूरा वीर भाव से बैठ के दर दर like it was running, like rolling, like a very few days later you slowly slog down and the battery goes down and the rolling is also going. And then you fall asleep also. But again reminding you, if that mala is reminding you of the time that is going by, or rather, if you have this thought in your mind, the very next mantra that I am going to roll over is going to unlock the fourth number and the door will open. ये आज तक मैंने 3 नंबर मिल गया, like there is a lock, right? Numbering lock system. You know all the 3 numbers. The fourth number is the only number that is pending. The moment you get the fourth number, it unlocks, right? Sunil ji? So what if I do the same thing in every jap that I do? Okay, this is might be the fourth number that is rolling right now. And this might open the doors for me forever. This might be the moment when he appears and says, okay, pull the thorn out of my feet. Then what? और आप बताओ, जब आप ये सोचते हो, like when you think like, okay, when I sit and do the mala, my mind roams. Your mind roams because you have not fixed it at the feet of the divine. So if I just keep my mind that this next mala is going to be the fourth key, ये अगला माला मुझे और करीब ले गया, यही अगले माले से शायद वो आ जाएंगे, like the next moment I roll it down and he appears, then I roll it down, it appears, not with sadness that I rolled the entire mala, it did not show up. Then the question appears, प्रीति जी, लोग पूछते हैं, मेरे से हो पाएगा? Can I do it? Can I really attain moksha? Can I really attain the divinity? Can I really? There was a beautiful question asked to Ramana Maharshi. I love this one. somebody went to Ramana Maharshi and he asked like, is really moksha possible? And we all know Ramana Maharshi used to speak very less. Many a times he just write the answers and gives. But that day he was speaking. He said, yes, moksha is possible. Then he asked, is it possible for me? Can I get moksha? क्या मुझे मुक्ति मिल सकती है? रमण महर्षि रुक गए. बोले stop, stop, stop. This person said, what happened? Did you said me? क्या तूने ये कहा कि क्या मुझे मोक्ष मिल सकता है? क्या मैं मुक्ति प्राप्त कर सकता हूं? तूने मैं कहा क्या? He said yes. Then it is possible. What's the criteria? The criteria is you are ready. The criteria is you want to get moksha. Yes, you can. क्योंकि जब तूने कहा कि मैं, that means you can start the root of it. You can search for the root of it, and if you get the root of it, you get moksha anyways. क्या तुमने मैं कहा? हाँ, मैं कहा ना, तो possible है. So all the people, those who have ever had a doubt whether you can get moksha or not, whether you can see the divine or not, whether you can experience it or not, moment, let me ask you, who is doing the puja? If you say I can say, oh, you said I? Then it is possible. हो जाएगा. Because the I, when it is covered with ego, it's the layer by layer by layer of screening that you have taken your divine away. The moment you peel it off and all that is remaining is only I, then you see that the I itself is the divine. What did I say, Dhavalji? You will see the I itself is the divine. Understand it from the next understanding concept. I said, when you see, you will see that the I is the divine. When you see, you will see that the I is the divine. Because with whose power are you able to see? किसके होने से आप देख पा रहे हो? जिस दिन आप ये देख पाओगे, that's in English it goes well. The moment you see the I, you will know the divine itself is the. कि देखने वाला ही वही है, सुनने वाला भी वही है, बोलने वाला भी वही है, लेकिन मैंने उसके ऊपर कौन कौन से रंग चढ़ा रखे हैं? What kind of color have I painted it with? Just like you remember in our childhood, I don't know, like especially I don't know in other parts of the India they used to get or not, but especially people from Odisha and all those places. I still remember in my childhood during Dashara they used to bring round glasses made of paper and red color what do you say, polythene kind of thing, ट्रांसपेरेंट पॉलिथीन, उसके ऊपर रेड कलर का रहता है, छोटे छोटे गोल गोल रहते हैं, उसके पीछे एक रबर बंधा रहता है, एंड वी पुट इट, जैसे एविएटर्स होते हैं ना, so red color little glasses, we put that and I pull the, and when I see, wow, the world looks red today. No, the world is not red. It's because of the glass that I have put on my face. Similarly, if you are looking the world in pain, you have put on the pain glasses. If you see the divine even despite the pain, you have put on the divine glasses. If you see yourself in this world bound, you are wearing the bounded glasses. And if you see yourself, you are absolutely free in this moment, you have thrown away the glasses. Because if you have a glass, it will have a color, and out of that color, you will see something or other. Throw away the glass of seeing. See the seer, not what is being seen. The moment you see the seer, even you will see that whatever it is seeing is also the divine itself. Alasya. Now, during this entire talk of 1.5 hours, I have been continuously speaking and you have been continuously listening. बोलो किसमें आलस्य आया ये 1.5 घंटे के अंदर? Who felt like अभी थोड़ा देर सो जाते, नहीं आए ना? द रीजन इज वेरी सिंपल, ये आपका पुरुषार्थ है। अगर बोल पाना मेरा पुरुषार्थ है, सुन पाना आपका पुरुषार्थ है। इफ सेइंग इज माय वे ऑफ डूइंग, लिसनिंग टू इट is your way of sadhana. And it is said, no, it is not only the things you do, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasa. These are the 3 prescribed paths. And laziness के लिए तो बहुत सारी चीजें की जा सकती है। Wake up early, get motivated, listen to good things, surround yourself with people, those who won't allow you to sleep. I still remember Revati ji एक बार मुझे कहते हैं कि like she told like, why can't we have the satsang every day at least for 15 minutes? I said, I don't do satsang for 15 minutes. Either I don't speak, and if I speak, I give it all. But why do we want for 15 minutes? So that at least after listening to that 15 minutes, our day will be so nice. I said, there is 1500 hours of recording. सुन लो जाके. And the highest viewer of our channel is no other than Usha ji. If you go and we see like who has seen the videos, वहां पे दिख जाता है, इन्हीं का नाम सबसे ज्यादा बार has been shown in that space. So that means what she is doing. See, it is not to elevate somebody. It's not to, what I'm just trying to say is, a person of her stature, she can just get lost in the world as well. संसार में खो सकते हैं, every one of us might just get lost. We can listen to, she can sit and see some, so much of soaps and operas goes on in the serials, right? She can sit and see that, but she's not doing that. What's the reason? Might be she has found her pathway, or she has understood the urgency, or she feels like this is the flute that I can hear. Whatever way. So what she does, she does not have, might be having any other work to do right now at her space. Might be a little work that she has to do, but all the other time, what she would do? She has found her solace in the videos. See, you can find your solace in bhajan, you can find your solace in chanting. But my dear friends, always remember, the moment of my life in which the divine is not there is the waste of my time on this planet. I don't say you don't do your work, but in your work, add the divine to it. In your thoughts, bring the divinity into play. Whatever you do, if you just bring that divinity into play, मैंने क्या कहा, जब आपके जीवन में दिव्यता आ जाती है तो आपका जीवन भी एक परिक्रमा बन जाता है, एक पिलग्रिमेज बन जाता है. Then what happens? Like pilgrimage, it's not just reaching and seeing the deity, it's all that place that you visit while walking. So every step that you take, it is taking you towards it. Every breath that you take, it's taking towards it. Would you like to be lazy and drag yourself not to reach it fast? I can say only one more example here, Lakshmi ji. Let's say you are bare feet. आपके पैरों में चप्पल नहीं है. And now the road has been recently put with black pitch. अभी नया नया रोड बना हुआ है, वो काला पिच जो है उसको डाल के गए हैं. And it is hot summer. And you have to cross over the road. Will you do a ramp walk on that? Slowly walking, because you have to cross over anyways. You don't have a slipper or shoe on your leg. You are bare feet and you are walking on the hot. It's like lava. And you are walking on that. Will you say, wow, let me dance on this slowly. Let me do quite a ramp walk and then let people enjoy. Will you do that? Or you will do your best to cross it over as fast as possible? What would be your choice? Similarly, if you see that this world is just like that recently put black pitch road in hot summer and I am barefoot, I am walking on that, will you be lazy? No, right? So that means understanding that this life might be a difficult situation, but I have to cross over it as fast as possible. And what happens is the Naam Jap, the divinity, the prayers, the sadhana that you all do becomes. It just like, have you seen like when it rains, let's say there is a puddle, what people do, they put small stones in between so that they don't get into the water, they can jump over the stones and go away. Anyway, they cross over. Similarly, the divine path that you have chosen will not take you away from that pond, will not take you away from that puddle, will not take you away from the black pitch road. What it will do, it will put small stones on that, on which you put your leg and you cross over without having to get wet, without having get touched by Maya, even without getting the pain that this world has to offer and you have to suffer. ये है दिव्यता, ये है साधना, ये है आपका पुरुषार्थ. So in this world, the names that I take, that keeps me afloat. चाहे मैं राम का नाम लूं, शिव का नाम लूं, तारा का नाम लूं, या तो राधा का नाम लूं, whatever name I take, these becomes the life jacket for me. और भवसागर से पार. It will take away anyways, away from this journey. So I believe like this time, we became so lazy today, Sunil ji, that we only covered one. At least we were able to cover two in the last 2 weeks. But today we were only able to cover one. But there is a saying, again in US, they call it as a hump day. Wednesday is the hump day because Monday, Tuesday work is done. Wednesday is the hump day in the middle of the day. And then only 2 days are left before the weekend. And that's how this is the hump day, because this is the 5th point. 4 have been completed, 4 are left, and only 1 was in this between. So I said, let me be a little lazy today and only cover 1. And when I started saying that we will cover 5, you thought, oh, wow, all the 5 will be completed today. But you didn't heard that I was talking about 5, the 5th session. See how lazy we are. I only hinted it in the first instant itself, we will cover 5. But that 5 was only for the 5th point. I said, if it is laziness, let me show them what laziness is. But in this laziness also, did we find our divinity? Did we heard those stories? You remember the sweeper? You remember the clay pot? You remember what Raman Maharshi said? You remember what Panduranga Vithala wears on his forehead? That means you are all capable of, you are all worthy, and at the same time, you deserve to what you have walked on this path for. So may you all find that. Might be the next role of Mala comes. Help me. He said, आज तक तो मैं रो रही थी, help me. तू भी रो रहा है. Said, yeah, because I just want to take a little pain away. I took it over. Radhe, Radhe. So thank you, everyone. Laziness actually stops you from the path that you have started. But I believe this would be a reminder today that if Dhavalji has to go on a world tour, in 6 hours, 8 hours, he will accomplish more things that he has done in the past few weeks or few months. Similarly, just think of, this is my last day. So what kind of sadhana should I be doing? What kind of things I should be doing? What kind of karma I should be doing this day? That this might be the last journey. This might be the last minute. This might be the moment when I see it. And this will never keep me again, ever to be lazy. A big thanks again to Sunilji for bringing this out. He just, you see, like as Krishna was jumping like a small little kid, he became someone. See, we never talked about all these things, but he became a source through which he just put a question. And you see, that question has led to all these realizations. So never ever think that your question is a small or a big or a critical or a typical or a really full of wisdom or really like a silly one. You never know that one question can trigger all these things for someone. So Sunilji, on behalf of the entire family, we thank you for putting that question. And thank you for giving me the entire unfolding of these 9 Antaryas, and even I don't have to think what session I should take in the next week. You have made me a little lazy anyways, but in that laziness, I find that the divine speaking. Yet, thank you everyone for your time, for not being lazy, listening to all these things, and more than that, implementing it. May the sadhana that you all are doing bring its fruit to fruition. जो साधना आप कर रहे हो उसका फल आपको अच्छे से प्राप्त हो. और जैसे मैंने कहा कि 2 सेशंस उसके बाद वाले, like we'll be anyways talking about that. And yes, some people have asked like whether they are doing they are able to experience the feeling the divine in their puja. Like the things that they are doing for the Navaratri, they are experiencing the divine, but the only thing is they are not able to, they want to see that actually. I said, okay. हो जाए उसकी मर्जी. Let it appear in front of you. So till we catch up again on Wednesday, remember all the 5 points that we have discussed till now. If you have forgotten any, go back, listen to it, and do share. Not being lazy, do share what you learned about laziness today. Because that way we will break one laziness, not to speak, not to write. Or Ashuji, you know what you have to do. You have to post the mantra again every Sunday without reminder. Okay? So thank you everyone. Till we meet, be crazy, not lazy. We'll see again. So see you all on Wednesday. Till then, Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi Hara Hara Mahadev.